right now. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. Hello. I don't know if audio's working. Maybe? Yeah. Yeah? Hello? Okay, cool. All right, so I wanted to talk about this. I have a reaction page that I just don't have set up yet, but I have to do this in a very particular way because it's really stupid. So, hi, welcome to the reaction tab. Now, I have been watching the Call of Duty. I have been watching the Call of Duty hate. And it is getting what the fuck? This is Call of Duty hate right here. I thought that's my fucking thing. Huh? I had to do an update for my GeForce. I don't. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. It's like I don't know. So the Call of Duty hate sync. That's not. So let's talk about Call of Duty 7. So as most people know, Call of Duty 7 has been announced as of this, and I wanted to go because Yard Barker is definitely one that I've seen. So Call of Duty has been game dominating the game franchise for a very long time, as most people know. It has been going since 2003, and it has been pretty much broadcasted to a wide audience, just like Battlefield. So between Battlefield and Call of Duty, a lot of players have been picking sides, and a lot of players have been with Call of Duty. But, and I don't know why this is popping up in here. I don't get it. Just fuck off. But unfortunately, what's happening is that Call of Duty is no longer the same. And there's a couple different things I wanted to look at. So I don't know if I could pull up what they. Well, it's just Twitter, but it's called X. I don't know if I could pull it up. I do have an account with this, because I'm a fucking muppet. Or I just sign in as my main account. I'll just do it like that. User, what the fuck? I have my own username. Incorrect. Oh, verify it's your account. Oh, I don't remember. um, additional help and I don't care about additional logins. Who the fuck is gonna be retarded? Me? Hello? Oh, fine. I'll just make my own new account. Yep, sure. Month, date, year, because if not, it's gonna go like you're not a child. I really wanted to look at this because this is very much the username is someone has already taken Bug. How fucking dare you? I'm not I'm not a username sort of person, but no. Where the fuck is games? I had to look at games. There it is. Boom. Um, none. Fuck Xbox. I don't know. Follow Xbox. Sure. Okay. So I wanted to bring this up. So Call of Duty has been announcing some stuff, as most people do know, and this is really interesting. So I just want to kind of showcase first what I'm talking about. So from the insider to critic, this person isn't some random voice. He's key figure of Call of Duty's original story as an animator at Infinity Ward, who helped iconically make Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, and those sorts of titles. Now, those two games, Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the originals, not the new ones, were two different things. And what they basically bring up here is like Modern Warfare 2 to World War 2 are two different fucking things. Now there is another thing too that we should get into, and that is a lot of YouTubers going back into the old games. Now, I have played Call of Duty from the very early days of PlayStation 2. If you guys know the Call of Duty, like Call of Duty itself, just Call of Duty, not that, just Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty, like I'm talking Call of Duty 1, okay? Call of Duty, this original game, has been around since 2003. Now, this is when I was about born. So, Call of Duty is such an old yet fun campaign-based game. And so, as you can see, a lot of people really enjoyed it. And I think you can even still find it on Steam if I'm correct. I think you can still find it up on Steam. And as you can see, I actually own a lot of the Call of Duty games. There's World at War. There's the original Call of Duty. Here's Call of Duty 2. And then Call of Duty 3, I think, is somewhere around here. Somewhere. I'm trying to see if I can spot it. I'm not spotting it. There's a bunch of DLC, though. You guys want some DLC? So anyways, so the original Call of Duty games were created for the story aspect of us, the creators, yada yada, the people, basically. And so what ended up happening was a bunch of people were going around and saying that Call of Duty was a great game. Well, eventually, a little game by the name of Black Ops came around. And Black Ops was so revealed in like passion for this that eventually it would become what we know as the greatest set of games. Now, of course, in my opinion, I think Modern Warfare is the greatest set of games possible, the original 3. But what happened between Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and Call of Duty Black Ops 6? This is something that has been on a lot of people's things. And I wanted to look at a YouTuber in particular.
Yo, what up? It's Prime Pete. So today I'm going to be a little bit more. So
here is the biggest thing. Pete over here has actually been really much a part of this sort of shit, who has been talking about it. And another YouTuber that I've actually been another YouTuber by the name of Hunter TV has actually been talking about this, and you can actually look it up right now. He has been a very big person in describing this. As you can see, I've been watching some of his videos, which is everything that's going on. Now, he's done some other things, but unfortunately, with the latest bit of Call of Duty content that has been Black Ops 6, a lot of it is becoming really, really bad. And he is a great person. I've been watching him for quite some time now. But it's starting to get into the same old thing, which is like terrible, terrible gameplay, repetitive shit. Now, the reasoning I talk about Call of Duty, and this is a very big reasoning, is, as you know, on here, you can actually see a lot of people still enjoy Call of Duty. But if you go to Call of Duty on X right now and you look at some of these comments, which I'm just being honest, is fucking hilarious. This is some shit that they're bringing up for BO7. And they keep going on and blah, 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 and they keep bringing up stuff. But people are not happy, and I want to really showcase this. I don't know if it's going to show up a part of the Call of Duty thing, but here it is. So this is the official teaser for BO7, right? And this is the community as of right now. Now, this is a very serious thing, and I have to bring this up, and I have to really look at you guys in the camera. This is very serious. Call of Duty has built their games upon microtransactions and creating things that makes you look great and makes you want to purchase the next thing. But what that's caused is very, very bad things. And here are some great examples. 2 months ago, Super AC1 stated, "Can't wait to see my teammates running around as Teletubbies." Or Call of Duty Black Ops 7000 microtransaction. It's look dark and gritty now, but 1 month after launch, everybody's going to be rocking unicorn anime and animal skin cosmetics. And this has turned into some of the craziest fucking thing. And I want to showcase this. I want to showcase this because this is some very serious things on YouTube Shorts right now, and you can actually find this out. Watch this shit.
Freed from desire. Mind and senses purified. Freed from desire. Mind and senses purified. Freed from desire. Na 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 na.
So this is a very good thing to look at, because right now people are fighting to see if BF6 is going to break Black Ops and the Call of Duty franchise. And here's my opinion. It's not going to break the way that you think. I have been a Call of Duty fanboy since I was little, and I want to make that very clear right now as I'm looking at this. But I don't think people should buy BO7. And here is why. Activision has not listened to the players. Period. As much as we say that they have listened, they have not listened once. Yeah. I think I say it great. Black Ops 7 has been this really shitty way to look at the game. And I have a couple things that Call of Duty could do to fix this so that the games are better and actually more fun and they are realistic enough. Number one, none of those fucking skins. What do I mean? Well, great example. Here's Hank.
Freed from desire.
Here's American Dad
Mind and
skins.
senses purified. Freed from desire. Mind and senses purified. Freed from desire. Mind and senses purified. Freed from desire. Na, 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 na.
And I think that's kind of a very big thing, is between Battlefield and Call of Duty, there's two things that we as players need to look forward. And the first thing is skins. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that Battlefield does not have skins. Battlefield has fucking skins. But all of their skins are mainly around the fact case scenario that players have a skin that still looks realistic enough. And I say realistic with a grain of salt. There is definitely some in there that are like, what the fuck? But realistic enough where it's not too problematic. Versus Call of Duty, where there is too many. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, here's a great example why I brought up Hunter TV. And this is something really brought up. And I do want to look at the Call of Duty BO7 shit here in just a minute. When it comes to Hunter has brought up a very good point, and that is with his news video that he had, which is BF6 versus Call of Duty. Literally, check out this guy; he's great. But
I don't know if I can help you. I don't know if I can help you. I have nothing to lose anymore. Man's unworthy.
that is the very beginning of his video, and this is a great example of what we're talking about when it comes to the sort of two different sides. Battlefield has always been more gritty with a bunch of explosives, to war being everywhere and anywhere, to everything just in between. And this is a video I wanted to look at in front of you guys, is because I think this is a very good point to bring up. So let's watch the rest.
Worthiest creation, birthing us in violence and blood. You're not ready for war. You're only ready to die. Listen to me! Snap out of it! We got a job to do! Let's go! Come on!
Meanwhile...
in Nam.
I'm pretty sure Woods did not do that back in Nam.
Right here. One, it's Cheech or Chong. I don't know which one it is.
That's Chong. I never thought I'd hear that sentence in my life. Something Call of Duty.
I'm ready to fucking die for this goddamn country, you motherfucker! I'm a fucking goddamn American. I'm fucking fighting for this fucking country. Fuck you!
Don't get up, whatever you do. Get the cover. Let me get you. I'm suppressing fire! Oh, get in!
Get the up, man.
Med pack going down. Oh, fuck!
Time to get to work.
You fucking piece of shit! Well, you got your melee weapon out? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, bet. I'll pull out my fucking skateboard then, huh? You want to die to a fucking skateboard?
Okay, so I want to bring this up very importantly because the difference between Battlefield and Call of Duty is very, very fucking massive. I don't mean there's this 1 tier, 2 tier sort of shit. I mean a very massive fucking difference. Battlefield is much more grittier with on-the-ground sort of fighting capabilities, yada yada yada. As Call of Duty is much more of a cartoony-esque fucking mess. Now, the reasoning I bring this up is because the difference between old Call of Duty and new Call of Duty is fucking huge. Old Call of Duty used to be gritty, on the ground, constantly fighting for our new reign. And even when we got games like Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare, it was still on the ground with gritty enough context and content in the game that you would see. And they even warned you in some of their old games, like, hey, this shit's fucking gritty. Are you sure that you're going to be okay with it? For fuck's sake, Call of Duty 2019, what I call the downfall of Call of Duty, is a great example of a game that was so gritty, but yet so much fun that I still enjoyed it. Okay? This is something I really want to bring up, because this is the part where everything changes now. Since 2019 of Call of Duty, we have had every Call of Duty game in between of now and before being a microtransaction mess. Now, as you saw at the beginning here at Hunter TV's video, this is the point that I wanted to bring up. This one video showcases to thousands of people what Call of Duty used to be versus now. There's a great example of this, and I want to kind of go through this because it's really enthralling and enjoying. And I recommend that you guys really check this out. But it kind of sucks looking at what this game used to be now versus what it once was. And there's just so many people kind of agree with this. And I want to look at the comments, like Battlefield 6, war is hell, war is hell, war is hell. Call of Duty 6, Morty, take this gun. I shot Goku while I res Beavis and Butthead. And that is the context behind Call of Duty versus Battlefield. Battlefield has always been on the ground, very serious. But Call of Duty portrays themselves to be on the ground, very serious. And then a month later, anime skins. And there's another video on his channel that really just, like... This is the beginning of another one of his videos, like, a month ago.
What the f***?
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Dude, are we serious, bro? That's busted.
Oh, mid. Fuck, I didn't even see that kid. He has a shotgun. Oh, wait, what is that? Is that the new? Is it a shotgun? Oh, God. I'm gonna crash out.
Can you, like, put the shotgun away? We're all sniping. Why don't you just put on a sniper?
I don't care. Because I just don't care. Like, I'm just having so much fun.
This guy just said he's geeking, saying he's having so much fun with a shotgun. Dude, I can't stand this player base, bro.
Hey, imagine spending money to buy the whole out and to actually use that. Like, it's crazy.
I'm so f***ing rich.
I bet you are. You trying to buy me it then?
What the fuck? I'm getting f***ed by that shotgun. I got absolutely f***ed by that. There's two. Holy f***. Did you see that? How I just died? He just dolphin dived in front. Like, why is he just no?
Okay, this is another great point to make with the Call of Duty sort of thing. Call of Duty streamers are very much one-sided. As much as I would love to sit here and sit down with this, the idea of Call of Duty streamers is very, very important to you and me. These streamers are the people that we look for, that we have fun with, and yada, yada, yada. And that's the point of these videos. It's supposed to be a fun-as game where not just you, but I can have fun in one game and enjoy it. Another great example from Hunter TV is actually the one that from 2 weeks ago.
Be a wonderful day.
And this is when Hank, or I think Hank, no. This is American Dad sort of shit. And this is a really great example of this.
There's something wrong with you.
Sup, comrade? Hell yeah! I'm a champion!
What the f is wrong with your chin? Feel like a bowl of cereal, bro. Like a bench.
Good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day. Good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day. Good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day. I said, good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day. Good morning, USA! Good morning, USA! Good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day.
I hate this guy already.
Good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day. Good morning, USA! Good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day. It's gonna be a wonderful day. I say, good morning, USA! It's gonna be a wonderful day. You don't want to mess with me. Do you know why? I'm the American Dad. That's why.
Goodbye, buddy. You can shut the f up now. How annoying was that guy?
And this is a great example of, like, that sort of idea of very cartoony, but this is a very realistic game. So I want to showcase this next clip, because this next clip is also a great example of this.
Hunter, get muted.
Very nice. Oh.
Betrayal.
What the f? Honor, what you doing?
That's what freedom feels like.
I ain't no damn freedom. I ain't on that bullshit. You on that dumb ass shit.
No, I thought I was gonna get sniped.
He was on the roof.
Wow. Ah, he gonna do me bad. That's crazy work. Y'all think fucking drinking is bad?
This is America.
Well, I don't live in America. I live in a village. What about you personally? You as a man?
This is America. The gun's going in bro's head.
Dude, his chin going through his shoulder is so funny. Bro, look at his headshot hitbox, bro. The chin alone.
All right, we're gonna test the hitbox on the American Dad skin. We're gonna start off with the chin.
Okay, so right there is a great example of skins. This is a very serious thing with Call of Duty as well. Skin hitboxes. And this is why I wanted to showcase this, because this is a great example of this. These skins on Call of Duty are so unfathomably fucked that you can literally just watch this and you'll find out what I'm talking about.
No, that's crazy. What about the arm? Oh my god, that's so bad. That's so bad. That's like actually so bad. Bro, it's like this game makes no sense. Maybe like his chest. This skin is made. Why? This should not be in the game. Just by looking at where the gas mask is on his face, you can tell how small the hitbox actually is compared to the head. Once again, Call of Duty has released another mid update. Back in Modern Warfare 3, the developers added cell shaded versions of some of the multiplayer maps, and they actually looked really good. They even added a special map that was cell shaded. Now in the Black Ops 6 era, Rebirth Island and Warzone was made to look cell shaded for a week, but it looks awful because it's not really cell shaded.
Why the hell does my game look cartoonish?
What do I think of cell shaded Rebirth Hunter? I haven't even played it, bro. I was really looking forward to playing it, and then I watched other people play it, and I don't know.
Cell shaded Rebirth Island looked like the exact thing I see when I wake up in the morning. If I don't have my glasses on, that's what it looks like, and I just backed out.
I feel like the quality is just not there. Everybody's just roasting me. You know, I'm on TikTok. Hey, why does your crap look so bad? I'm like, that's the new update.
They just put a saturated filter that smears and blurs the textures on the map instead of actually building another version of the map with real cell shading from the start. It literally just looks like the graphics are lowered. The cell shaded versions of Modern Warfare 3 maps actually look different from the original one. People were literally showing tutorials on how to remove.
So this is something that Call of Duty is known for as well. And this is the next point I want to make, is they add stuff, but they don't add correctly. Warzone is a great example of how much people hate Call of Duty. And that's because they have broken guns so many times that it is absolutely fucking stupid. I mean, seriously, there's just great examples of this, but just listen to this. It gets even worse.
The filter from the match, which can be done by closing your game and rejoining the match. They also tried to cell shade some multiplayer maps, but it turned out so bad it looks like nightmare fuel. They even cell shaded zombie maps. Someone on Reddit genuinely thought their computer was broken. A game looks like this, tried everything, repaired files. What is happening? I thought of a funny challenge for cell shaded Rebirth Island. I wanted to win a game of cell shaded Rebirth Island on the 2013 Xbox One. Why is this a funny challenge? A normal Rebirth Island on the 2013 Xbox One, the game drops below 30 frames per second and it looks really bad. It's so bad that it's unplayable. Cell shaded Rebirth on the 2013 Xbox One looks like pure nightmare fuel. Yo! Oh my god! No. Oh my gosh! What the fuck? The island looks like a goddamn oil painting.
So that is a great example of what he's doing. He's trying a challenge that literally could be defeated by all, and he still wins if I'm correct. But I wanna kind of skip through this really quickly, so we're gonna skip a little bit.
Backs out him and his friends. Nice, dude. Nice. All right, I need to get plates off this guy. Kill. Oh, okay. Or not, teammate. Oh, yeah, teammate. Just take everything, bro. Dude, can I get teammates that are gonna do anything for me? Oh my god, bro. There's no reason I should have more kills than my teammate. Dude, I legit can't even see this motherfucker. Oh. Come on. My god! I die one time and we lose. To describe the frame rate the best I can, it's like I'm playing a stop motion animation.
I'm dead. You're f***ing live, Hunter.
Teammate, you out of my teammates! Have less kills than me! I can't even see my gun. Oh my god, we won. Let's go, baby. I don't care I only had 7 kills. A win's a win on this piece of shit console. This wasn't the only Rebirth Island challenge I wanted to complete.
After 3 brutal seasons of getting hacked on in ranked Warzone.
Yo, whoa. He's cheating. No, he's cheating, bro. Bro, they're 100 bazillion% cheating.
Cheaters crashing the servers.
Really? How's anybody gonna take ranked serious? It's a joke. Oh my god, bro. I lost SR because the server crashed?
Fighting.
And this is another great example of what's happening to Call of Duty as we speak. This is a great video for kind of like the whole idea. It's terrible. Cheating has become the biggest thing now in this. I mean, here is a great example of why I don't touch rank. Here's a great example of why I stopped playing multiplayer. Is because a lot of people who are cheating are in those games, and then you look back and you're like, whoa. Well, he's cheating now. And then when you get good players that actually do a good job playing the game, they start going, hey, he's cheating. He's cheating. He's fucking cheating. And that just makes it really bad, you know? That's really terrible, because while that was a thing back in like Modern Warfare 3 era, it should not be like that, period, cut and dry. But this is another great point.
teamers getting betrayed by the system.
Dude, I can't use the buy station. I can't buy my teammate back.
Hunter TV broke. And for the first time, he didn't want to come back. Hunter TV never saw Iridescent. Season 4, Reloaded, dropped, and with it came Rebirth Island, Ranked. A second chance, a familiar battlefield. Rebirth Ranked wasn't just a mode, it was redemption. This isn't about having fun. This is about legacy. Rebirth is Hunter TV's stomping ground. He's been there 3 times in real life, walked the island, breathed the air. Hunter TV made a choice. He sacrificed love, sacrificed comfort for greatness. His journey begins at Bronze 1, the bottom, the dirt, the place where most people quit. Hunter has a true challenge on his hands, and it's not playing against sweats. It's playing ranked with his real-life friends that are geeked off the pen 24/7.
Up top of the
So he does this challenge in this video, and it's really surprising how far he gets. Now, I don't want to showcase the rest. I recommend that you should check it out. But these are great examples of what's happening here at Call of Duty. And people are getting so heated about this. Like, this is another big accusation as of right now is Call of Duty is AI. And I think Pete does a great example of this. And I wanted to showcase this because it's very true as of right now. And I'm thinking, as of now, Activision is running out of ideas. So this leads into one of my other things that I do want to talk about a little bit later. But let's watch this video. It's only 9 minutes. We'll watch the whole thing just so you kind of know. If you guys want to check him out, this is Prime Pete on YouTube. Subscribe to him. Seriously, check him out. So without further ado, let's check this out.
Enjoy COD currently or enjoy modern multiplayer gaming, this is cause for alarm. We're being abused as players and consumers, and Activision is making billions of dollars a year despite these practices. And I don't think players realize how bad it's actually gotten. I'm obviously speaking about the usage of AI to create content for Call of Duty, but I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about something far fishier and far more immoral than just creating some 3D renders for a map using an AI. Things that turn the game into the Matrix, into a lie, that are meant to keep the game engaging and fuel the narrative that there's still plenty of hype and plenty of quality surrounding the game as a whole. We're having a veil pulled over our eyes. We're living in the start of an age where machines can generate photorealistic imagery and quality content without a human being doing an ounce of work. The more time presses on, the less obvious it is that something is generated by AI. That being said, I'm not exaggerating when I say that AI has played a major role in the creation and marketing for Black Ops 6. And that isn't just limited to images that have super obvious and goofy mistakes like a sixth finger or completely incoherent and nonsensical object placement that makes AI incredibly detectable. There's an entire comprehensive list of AI-generated things in Call of Duty that make you realize how weird and unsettling the entire situation actually is. We're paying $70 for this, and soon we'll be paying $80. The list, as far as I've found, is this: AI-generated reviews, AI-generated ads, AI-generated text posts on X, AI-generated prestige icons, AI-generated skins, AI matchmaking algorithms, I'm not kidding, potentially AI bots emulating humans in-game, AI-generated fake ads for games that don't exist, I'm not kidding about that either, and to top it all off, a job opening at Treyarch for somebody that is adept at utilizing AI.
Now, this is a huge amount of things for AI, and this has kind of led Call of Duty into this thing. Now, why is Prime Pete here talking about this? Let's go over what exactly this means. Each year, Call of Duty releases a new game. That means each year, Call of Duty has exactly 1 year from the day of release of the previous game to the release date in 365 days afterwards that they get. What this means is they only have a certain amount of time for story, certain amount of time for multiplayer, certain amount of time for zombies, or another mode, whatever it is. Unfortunately, though, since Call of Duty 2019, there has not been a lot of changes. Note that. He will go into this just a little bit with the AI-generated stuff, but here's the rest of this.
Say that COD is using AI is an understatement. They are milking and abusing AI, and they completely lack any morality. They're telling AI to create things for their $70 game and clearly not checking for any errors or checking if it's okay with the player base and just releasing it without a care in the world. Let's take a look at some of the most unsettling applications of this AI technology. Fake reviews, fake advertisements, potentially AI bots that play like human beings, and AI-driven matchmaking. Let's talk a little bit about AI-driven matchmaking. As detailed in this presentation, which you can watch online yourself, Activision uses AI machine learning models to learn player behaviors and patterns in order to track and measure engagement. Matches are simulated before they're played in order to see how that match will likely impact your engagement state, and my theory is that once you've been engaged to just the right degree after it measures, you'll be tossed into an advertising matchmaking bracket that is designed to convince you to buy skins. If you want to see how COD is most definitely rigged anyways to sell microtransactions through the matchmaking, watch this video I'll flag in the top right corner. By the way, this bit about COD's matchmaking utilizing AI machine learning models to simulate, predict, measure, and track your engagement isn't some crazy theory. It's literally presented to us from Activision themselves in a video that's publicly available about COD. I'm not making this up. They literally admit to using it. So already we have machine learning models that do this kind of thing, and they're getting better at reading the human psyche every single day. And this presentation was 6 years ago. Imagine now how advanced it's gotten. If you take a casual stroll through the Steam reviews of Black Ops 6, you'll notice something quite strange. There are a lot of really suspicious reviews from low-level Steam accounts and on accounts that have Black Ops 6 as their only review, or accounts that have somehow received the game for free, even though there's no shot Activision isn't milking $70 out of every single person that touches the game unless there's a free weekend going on or something. But these look like fake reviews for a scam mobile game or something of that nature. For example, I like it. Product received for free. It's a good game. This guy's account is level 1 and he has 1 review, and it's W giving a thumbs up. Noobinator with 2 reviews says best gam. This long-winded review is 85% likely to be AI generated, and if you've read anything ChatGPT generates, it sounds eerily similar to the kind of corny stuff that AI puts out when you tell it to write an essay for you. I think it's cool and fast-paced and rather fun. 1 review. Year. What? Like, what are we doing here? These are clearly fake reviews, and the game still has mostly negative reviews. But I wouldn't be surprised if Activision is trying to sway the ratings of the game. After all, with how much negative press the game gets nowadays, due to the game being absolute trash, it is very warranted. It's no wonder they're trying to do some damage control. And I only scrolled for like 7 minutes finding these. They're scattered everywhere throughout the Steam reviews. If you're bored, go and look. You'll find so many suspicious reviews of low-level accounts with 1 review leaving nonsensical reviews like these,
and I think it's still happening. Now, I don't know off the top of my head. We can check, though. I will actually let this sit as I'm going to go through BO6, if that's the case. And when I find a review, I will go through it. But on note of this, though, it has gone so bad, guys, that it is literally 28%. Here's the most recent of reviews in the past 30 days, guys. This is how many. 28% of 313 user reviews in the last 30 days are positive. Past 30 days. Seriously. And I bet if we find some... Okay, here's one. I'll be completely honest, the game's most recent CODs are... The game is full of AI slop and trash decision making. Matchmaking sucks, spawn sucks, maps are alright, the skins that they're releasing in the game make me understand why the R word is making a comeback. If you guys are wondering what the R word is, I will say it. Retard. Then said I was practically made out of ADHD and I'm having a blast diving around corners killing people in hardcore. I think if those are the type of people that you experience this from, I think that's the only reasoning that you would actually kind of play this game. Like, that's just being brutally honest. As you can see, a lot of people are kind of there. But, like, this is a great example of one that kind of goes down but makes sense. 13 reviews. I played most COD games. You know, you still have some of them. But 90% of people have just kind of been, like, up in air. No, I have purchased this game, as you guys may know. But my rating for this game has stayed left alone, as you can see. I don't post a review unless I actually really need to. There are certain ones that you can actually look up on my channel, like my thing, where I actually did like 18 reviews and stuff like that. Oh, I did do one with Call of Duty. Yeah. There's a lot of like really good ones. The only one I think I have besides that was negative was 7 Days to Die. But that was because at the time the game kept crashing so many times on my PC. I just said fuck it. It was annoying. But anyways, so this is a really great example of this. And if you were to scroll down right now, I bet you'd still find them. So let's continue watching real quick. I'll even put it on full screen because I think it's just
AI generated reviews. Next up are the fake ads for fake games that are clearly AI generated. Activision got severe backlash for doing this and deleted all of the evidence off the internet. Luckily, we saved screenshots because we immediately noticed something was wrong. These were advertisements on social media platforms for fake games like Call of Duty Zombie Defender, Call of Duty Sniper, and even Guitar Hero Mobile. These were all just fake in order to experiment to see if people would be interested in them. Upon clicking on them, you'd be directed to a survey that asks you what you'd like to see in a future Activision release. I don't know what's worse. The fact that Activision used AI to create these ads, even though they have access to probably extremely talented graphic designers that could create a way more convincing visual, is bad enough, but the fact that we have a billion-dollar company creating fake ads for fake games like scam companies do in order to see what engages the audience is absolutely scummy behavior, and it's disappointing to see, but not surprising. Especially when it's an ad for a game that people would likely play, like a mobile COD Zombies or a COD game exclusively about sniping. But these games don't exist. They are literally ads created by AI for games that do not exist.
Now that's another great thing to bring up. Call of Duty is constantly doing AI sort of based stuff to see what players click on and to see what exactly is interesting. And as you guys can see in the bottom of those, it says Activision and Call of Duty are trademarked of Activision Publishing Incorporation. This is a very serious thing. Guys, seriously, I really don't want this to continue, but AI is getting into advertising, and that's not something you want to see, okay? Especially from a billion-dollar company. Period, cut and dry. Like, stop. Let's continue.
Let that sink in. Lastly, let's observe how this patent details the creation of AI NPCs within multiplayer games that are indistinguishable from human beings.
Now, I'm going to stop right here and just explain this. Fortnite has this thing, I think, I don't know if they still do, where they have AI companions, and those AI companions you could buy with gold or whatever the currency is now. I don't know. I haven't played the game in a while, guys. Please don't shoot me in the nuts. But you can buy a companion, and that companion will do a certain thing. In this case, what they're saying is that they're adding AI bots to the game so that the player lobbies become more full quicker, and they're going to act like players. So they'd act like really shitty bots that you would fight up against in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. If anybody has ever had offline mode in Black Ops 2 era, where you would fight enemies on multiplayer, and this is the point that he's making, is that they're basically adding players into a lobby to make it look like real players, but they're not real.
Now, this would be really cool in a single-player story mode game, but it becomes kind of scary when you think of the implications this could have in a multiplayer game. In theory, AI bots modeled after every player in the player base could be pulled at random to create the most engaging matches possible for every player.
Now, this is a very serious thing that I seriously am scared for, too. Especially with BO7 being announced as of recently. Now, I want this to be very known. I do not like AI bots. Unless they're there to make the game interesting and constantly fun. Battlefield 2042 did this, and I wanted to bring this up. Battlefield 2042 did this. This was very much fun in Battlefield 2042. Why? Because if there wasn't enough players on that side, an AI bot would take that side. And while AI bots kinda sucked, they also were really good at defending an area if there wasn't good players on the opposite side. So there was a reasoning to have this. But the reasoning on top of that, though, is Battlefield is a fucking huge map. It is all huge. Battlefield 2042 has some of the biggest maps that I know of at all in the Battlefield franchise. There are some maps that literally are so big, in fact, that AI enemies firing at you made more sense than a random person with a sniper rifle killing you from across the map. Now, I don't know if Warzone has this issue any bit more, because I do know that people were talking about this, and to be perfectly honest with everybody, I knew Warzone was going to be some of the worst things possible in later Call of Duty games. When that feature popped up in 2019 of Modern Warfare, I said this game is going to be the worst game possible, and here I am standing 6 years later. bringing this point up again and again that Warzone is literally ruined Call of Duty, period. If they did not do that, and they did not bring up Call of Duty Warzone as a fucking feature, I bet Call of Duty would not be in the same boots that they are in right fucking now. Because all of their manpower is going to Warzone, which has basically ruined it, and has made other YouTubers like Hunter TV bring up very good and very clear points of how Warzone is turning into a shit show 9 times out of 10. I wish I was joking, guys. I wish I was pulling someone's fucking leg out. But I am not, okay? There's too much shit in Call of Duty that brings terror to me right now. And this is definitely one of them. Pulling a selected player's ID, how they work, how they function, and making an AI bot, changing the name, and not knowing it. That is not what Call of Duty has ever been a part. If they bring AI bots into there needs to be a way for players like myself to tell whether they are an AI bot or fucking not, okay? Because here's what's going to end up happening. They can go to any fucking skin that the AI bot wants. That's something to think about with this point. If AI bots become a thing, they don't have to look like an AI bot. They can literally look like any fucking skin they want. And that's something terrifying to me. That is a terrifying part to think about, is having an AI bot not look like an AI bot. No name tag, no nothing. They just have a random fucking player name, and that's it. And when you click on their name, they don't have a fucking little level symbol over there. That's terrifying, guys. That is seriously terrifying. And I bring this up because it terrifies me enough to understand that there is only so much that people will be willing to handle with Call of Duty as of right now. These are bringing up even worse allegations as we speak to this day. Like, I wish I was joking, but there's still more that I'm not touching upon because I feel like I'm going to get so pissed off that I'm going to scream into this microphone and break your guys' ears, okay? I don't want that. But I'm bringing up a very valid point. And so is Pete, so is Hunter, so is all these other YouTubers that are bringing up. I want to bring up another YouTuber that everybody should know. But this is great example right here, okay? Let's move on to the next point.
Call of Duty could theoretically create an experience that is completely AI driven and convincing to the point where the player is convinced they're playing real people, but they're actually playing a robot that plays like the person it's modeled after. And these bots could be using any skin and any weapon, which further contributes to the in-game advertising.
And that is the point I just brought up. Literally could be any skin, any weapon, and they'd be showcasing like another normal player. That's scary, okay?
That this patent fully details. This is just in theory, but judging by the direction the franchise is going, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to fly under the radar and pull this kind of buffoonery. We've also got AI-generated prestige icons, skins that cost real money, by the way, and even certain AI-generated posts on X. For example, this farewell post to David Vonderhaar, you'd think it would just be a heartfelt goodbye for a guy that had a huge influence on the franchise, but instead it's rigidly structured, safe, and it screams AI generation. I even asked ChatGPT and AI to tell me without sugarcoating if I'm wrong or not how likely it is that this post was generated by AI, and it said that it's most likely AI generated and slightly humanized. The humanization parts are likely his nickname and the hashtag, and the specificity of the projects he worked on are likely injected afterwards. But even ChatGPT says it seems like the structure is too perfect, and it's something that a language model would produce with this specific prompt in mind. It also mentioned that certain phrases within this post are textbook AI speak because they're safe, broad, and generic, which means they're safe and won't miss the marker prompt. For some reason, the PR team needed AI to write a simple farewell message on X. My goodness. The safest question to ask is, what the hell is going on? Why can't we utilize real human talent for these things? Why can't we use artists, writers, and programmers at our disposal, Activision? Is this some kind of an AI experiment to see what flies and what is effective in regards to what
And that is a great point. Messages to the players are starting to feel more safe and sound than fucked up. I don't ever use AI unless it's meant as a joke here on this channel or in this live stream. I don't use AI because I think it's meant to be funny. I think certain YouTubers that make it funny or make it as a content-based thing like Doug do a really great job in not pulling too far away from the players or the people themselves. But when a company, a billion-dollar fucking company, is using AI to create stuff other than what they should be saying them fucking selves, man to man, macho y macho, woman to woman, whatever fucking way you want to put this, is very, very dishonest. This company is turning into a shit show. And I don't think they will stand for much longer without severe repercussions. Okay? So let's move on, because Pete here makes another great point here in just a second.
Engages players while utilizing as little human resources as possible to save money and maximize profits as a result? I'd say most likely yes. Let's look at one more thing. The maps. The maps are notoriously trash in this game. They're too fast, they're cramped, they're weirdly shaped, especially maps like Rewind, Bullet, and Racket. But let's also remember, it's been theorized that these maps were designed largely in part by AI. And once I asked ChatGPT to do a deep dive on these map layouts, it said that a few maps screamed AI generation due to the consistency in certain patterns. And most of all, it said the map Babylon is practically advertising and yelling that it was created by AI based on its layout and the patterns it exhibits. Made by AI and identified by AI. And the best part is that when I asked ChatGPT to create a map that is brain rot and fast-paced like the maps in Black Ops 6, it created this. And keep in mind, this is before I asked it about Babylon. It made Babylon. This is just Babylon. It has the same patterns, a central place, a bunch of paths leading to that central place, and then a bunch of elevated areas. Guys, we are playing a game that sells AI-created skins, uses AI-created art when they have human beings that can do it, by a company that gets fake reviews, publishes fake ads for fake games, that likely uses AI to develop and design the maps within the game, not to mention that machine learning models are utilized to measure and track player engagement to find out when the best times to advertise to the player are, which goes hand in hand with the gameplay and the matchmaking. If you're playing Black Ops 6, you are plugging in to the Matrix, and all of this information is readily available on the internet. I'm Prime Pete. Stay safe out there. Play games made by human beings.
So Prime Pete brought this up, okay, and this is actually really great. Now he actually ended up getting a bunch of people like really pissed off. So he went into more detail. Like, this is a great
Black Ops 6's
example.
maps are AI generated.
And he brought this up as a final point, as you guys just saw. But people really hated that, and they were like, "No, it's not. It's not fucking AI generated." Blah blah blah. Here is literally Prime Pete comes back and he explains this. Watch this.
And once you realize how I figured it out, you'll never be able to unsee it. The first time I attempted this video, I got the most cooked comment section I think I've ever seen on a video I've posted ever. It was actually unbelievable how down bad the defenders of this franchise actually were. I can sum up the critical comments in two ways. The first was just people saying that asking ChatGPT is not proof, and what is bro talking about brain rot comments with absolutely no evidence backing them. One thing these two types of commenters have in common is that they both did not watch the entire video. It was 18 minutes long, and something that long really pushes the attention span of someone who still plays and defends Call of Duty. And so I decided to do them a favor. I'm taking my case and subtracting about 10 minutes from it. And guess what? It still makes way more sense than the opposing side, and it is quite silly to try to dispute it.
So to kind of explain, I'm not showcasing that video, but basically he went in depth for 18 minutes on every map that was AI generated, made it look like an AI generated shit, and continued on. And this video, he dumbs it down basically for a bunch of COD players, okay? Here, this is everything.
I don't have much more time before these guys leave a hate comment and click away again, so let's dive right in, shall we? First order of business. Yes, God forbid I actually used an AI for my research. And the reason I did that is because AI is very adept at recognizing patterns that are indicative of AI generation. I didn't ask ChatGPT if the maps were AI, and then it said yes, and I released a video. Are we serious? I used ChatGPT's analysis of the map layouts and design as a way to see if there were any telltale signs of AI being possibly used to design these maps, because obviously what better way to identify some patterns than by using the thing itself that I'm looking for. And I didn't even ask a broad question. I asked ChatGPT to rank Black Ops 6's maps from least to most likely to be AI generated, to give me a percentage chance, and then give the reason why in a simple table. And it gave me this, a full table of every map.
Now I want to showcase this map because this map is very, 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 very fucking like to the point. So I want to showcase this with my mouse. So here is the AI assistant likelihood right here. This is the percentages that go from the most likely to the least likely. As everybody knows, Nuketown is never going to be AI likely because, unfortunately, Nuketown came out in the good old day of Call of Duty Black Ops, okay? It will never, ever be considered as AI because, well, Nuketown was created before AI became a thing. But maps like Vault, Subsonic, Pit, Babylon, Racket, Gala, Skyline, Payback, Red Card, Rewinds, Scud, Dealership are all above a 50% chance of being likely to be assisted by AI in some which way, shape, or form. Now, they have the summary reason, which explains why, yada, yada, yada. The map type, which is either like a core map type or a strike map type, and then the map name. Now, this is a very, very, very serious thing to be even bringing up, is maps in Black Ops, or just Call of Duty in general, shouldn't be AI assisted. There should be some way to balance this, right, and kind of go from there. And it even says in the description for Nuketown, just to let people know that this thing, pre-AI era designed, estimated 2010. So, as you can see, Vault has a modular layout, high symmetry, cross-shape structure repetition for Subsonic. Pit has a grid-based limited variety, that sort of stuff.
And which ones are most likely to be AI generated?
And there's the point that he just brought up, okay, guys? That's it, okay? Here is the rest.
That are AI generated, just ones that contain patterns that are indicative of AI design. Now, don't let me lose you here. Don't let that TikTok brain click off. Here, I'll throw in a meme just for fun. Now, what are all these traits indicative of AI design, you ask? Well, there are 4 main ones that this AI looks for in order to identify the work of other AI. Symmetry, deliberate 3-lane design, a central kill box, or a middle area with the most angles and the most engagements to make it the most combat-dense area on the map, and the repetition of layouts, structures, patterns, and lanes.
So that's kind of the idea of it, is symmetry, 3 lanes, a kill box somewhere, mainly in the middle, and some sort of repetition of around the map. Just recall this.
The reason these things are used to identify the work of AI is that AI, classically, when asked to design maps, over-optimizes maps for flow and combat steadiness.
And this is the point that I want to bring up. Now, I want to go to the other thing, the other channel, once I get done. But this is the point that should be made right here. When you over-optimize a map for a flow-based thing, you make them more robotic than you do make them feel more enthusiastic. Maps like Nuketown that have a kill box in the middle, but just enough where you can still kill to the opposite side, were fun and interesting. Same thing with Shipment. When Shipment came out, there was always a kill box where in the middle, where it was meant to be a kill box. But then you get into other maps. Why don't we talk about Hijacked? Hijacked had a kill box where in the middle. But do you know what? That map at least had a way to go around the kill box, which was under the map. There's a bunch of maps that have this center thing of a kill box somewhere, but other ways to direct around them. But for Babylon, and this is where Babylon is a showcase here, Babylon, if you guys know, there's 4 staircases that go up into the center, which is the kill box, and then ways around. And that is where this is. And I kind of want to skip to the part really quickly, but I think it's in the next section, so let me just continue.
Because of that, they end up symmetrical with 3 lanes and with repeating structures to give the map an even flow across the board. However, this removes the clear humanity from the design of the maps. Maps like Raid, Nuketown, Firing Range, and Hijack.
And this is the point that he's going to make. But if you look at these maps, though, they all have a kill box somewhere. So, like, here's Hijacked. Hijacked is right here. Then you have Nuketown. Nuketown's is right here. This is a kill box right here in Raid, I think it is. And then Skylines is right here, okay? Remember this, because he's just about ready to describe this.
Have some repetition and symmetry, but they are changed up and differentiated and clearly human influenced because they are not overly optimized maps. Another good way to look at it is that it's incredibly difficult to drop a super high kill streak in Black Ops 6, and it's way easier to do it in an older game with maps like Black Ops 2. But the reason is because an optimized combat flow means that you're staring at a 1KD optimized experience, and that goes hand in hand with the matchmaking. But I digress. Another telltale sign of AI generation is the fact that maps end up small smaller than average because the environments are simpler and more optimized for a steady, fast-paced flow of combat. Further, with the climate of the media world, with TikTok and Instagram Reels ruling over people's attention, the average attention span is decreasing rapidly, and there is an unmistakable inclination to cater the faster spurts of dopamine that the population has become accustomed to. Sorry, I said a lot of words.
And this is the point that should be brought up, is the attention span due to short-based content is decreasing rapidly. And this is a serious problem for us here as human beings. We need to have more attention spans than we do. I have been pushing off a couple of videos for some time now about the attention span deficit. And the reasoning is because I don't think I should talk about it here as a YouTuber. But I have been affected as of now, I have been affected as of it. And I'm trying to stay away from short-based content. But when it is such a serious thing like this, it is very keen to continue to watch people that can give a short-based news clip and then fuck off. That is all that it should be, but it's spread to be a very volatile thing for all of us here on TikTok or YouTube or, you know, anywhere else that short-based content might have been. You know, Vine did a great job because it was 6 seconds. It was 6 seconds for a joke and you fuck off. You watch it for a little bit and then you fuck off. That's it. Here, though, you have a full minute to watch, and most people don't even watch that minute. That's something that should be brought up. So let's continue.
Words there. Basically, Activision is aware that players' brains are rotted by other things. They have to compete with other things that give people dopamine, and so the game is insanely fast-paced. Now, let's not also forget that these maps are undeniably super claustrophobic and incredibly fast-paced because of that. But there's one more detail that we're missing here, and I believe it's a map that these maps are modeled after, and that map is none other than Shipment, the map with 16 different iterations since its debut. Shipment's explosion in popularity in Modern Warfare 2019 was obviously due to its constant action and small size. And this map is pretty symmetrical, has 3 lanes, a cross shape in the middle, a central kill.
So this is the point that he's about to make, but I'm just going to kind of explain it. There is multiple ways to defend yourself, to escape from everything. There's a central kill box, 3 lanes, some sort of way to get out, and 3 lanes the opposite way. This is before, though, player interaction or AI interaction of maps was created, okay? He's already showcased this, but watch this.
Box and a lot of repetitive assets and structures to aid in the theming, cover, and flow the map has. And not to mention, it exploded in popularity once TikTok did as well. We were also locked in our houses a lot in 2020, and people were watching a lot more TikTok and a lot more short-form content for that quick dopamine. And this map, because of that climate, became insanely popular. But let's notice something about this list that ChatGPT gave me. I asked it to be super impartial and just judge objectively based on what it notices alone. The top 5 maps that are most likely to be created by AI in the analysis of an AI are Babylon, Racket, Subsonic, Pit, and Vault. This is how it defines each group of maps. We're looking at the 60 to 70% range because those are the ones it says are the most likely to be AI generated. Let's pull up the images here. Already, we notice something is incredibly off. Even without ChatGPT defining exactly why it has selected those maps, we can instantly tell why it did.
And this is where that point is made. So look at these maps and tell me which one's wrong. If you guess that all of them are about the same way, well then shit, you're right. Here is the example.
They all follow the same pattern and by extension could potentially have been created by an AI following the same prompt. But the insane part is right here. Look how fundamentally similar these.
Here is the maps. Seriously, this is all of those maps again shown with all of the same ideas of Shipment. 3 lanes, 1 central kill box, and a small map. Okay, this is very serious because BO6 is becoming much more of a very fast-paced game to this day. And with BO7 around the corner, it also is starting to seem like that's going to be a fast-paced game as well. If you wanted more complexity or more flow, then it made sense to not be a part of that, okay? Here, though, it feels like hell. I just speaking truth, okay? So I'm going to let him talk about this because this is a very good point.
Maps are to each other. Each one is symmetrical, has 3 lanes, has a central kill box, has repetitively placed areas called prefabs, and repetitive cover. And the top 2 maps, Babylon and Racket, look an awful lot like they were modeled after Shipment.
And that is a very keen point. That is 4 maps, guys. Well, let me make this. That is 2 maps that match what Shipment looks like, and 2 maps that almost match like Nuketown. Okay? Okay.
Especially due to the cross-shaped middle design. But the reason I bring this up is because all 5 of these maps have glaringly similar attributes. Whereas, if I bring up Black Ops 2's maps, none of them have a striking resemblance to one another. Even maps with obvious symmetry and a central kill box have very little in common with each other, despite similar patterns being followed. And obviously in 2012, AI didn't exist. For those that say that you can make AI agree with you regardless of what you're saying, here's what happened when I asked about Black Ops 2's maps in the same original thread as my last video, and it obviously denied that AI made anything because AI didn't exist at that time. But if we look at the maps that it ranked that follow the same patterns, like symmetry, 3 lanes, and a central kill box, and repetitive structures, we only really get a handful of maps in Black Ops 2 that fulfill this criteria. ChatGPT says it's absolutely easier to tell that these maps are human-made in comparison to Black Ops 6's maps because they have human quirks, like a non-symmetrical layout, a great sense of atmosphere, the lack of an optimized uniform flow, and the bold creative choices of certain maps that prove that human beings were venturing outside of what was thought to be conventional map design.
Now, if you thought that that point is very much well known, then great. You know exactly what I'm about to say. BO6 is taking the less creative risk approach. What this means is that from every game on, from here on out, AI is going to be the only thing that stands between us and the games. That's it. That is everything, guys. I don't want to continue to play Call of Duty if this is the outlook I have to look at it. Period. Cut and fucking dry, everybody. I don't want to look at this. Because the problem is that everything will continue to flow terribly. Okay? That's it. Bottom line. Okay? I really hate to state that if maps are created like this, it's only a matter of time until all of it is created with AI, okay? That's it. Bottom line, okay? I'm going to let him continue.
ChatGPT then says it feels like Black Ops 6's maps are AI generated because of how repetitive and similar each map feels. And this is an AI talking, by the way. Every Black Ops 2 map with symmetry, a central kill box, 3 lanes, and repetitive structures are these: Hijacked, Nuketown, Express, Slums, and Raid. And even then, the similarities these maps have to each other, and even maps like Shipment, are non-existent. Each map has its own flair, theme, character, quirks, and flow, and as a result, it's instantly recognizable as human-made. Whereas the most suspect AI-generated maps in Black Ops 6 are these: Vault, Subsonic Pit, Babylon, and Racket. We instantly notice how condemning this evidence is. Look how similar these maps are to each other. They're all essentially square or slightly rectangular maps unless you count Pit, which is literally the same awkward shape cut and pasted twice. They all have an obvious central kill box, sometimes even the cross pattern in the middle like Shipment, and they all have insanely obvious copy and pasted structures. The top half of Subsonic is virtually identical for both sides. Racket is a mirror of itself, so is Pit, and Babylon just changes up either side but has a central kill box and a square design, which mimics the nature of the other maps. The difference from Hijacked to Nuketown is massive, despite them exhibiting the same basic ideas and patterns, but the difference from Babylon to Racket is really not that major. In fact,
and that is the point of maps, okay? A very serious point for maps, okay? With maps being a very keen thing to remember, like memorize and remember, it is very hard for players like myself to start remembering maps like these because they're not memorable. The reasoning I remember Slums, the reasoning I remember Nuketown, the remembrance of Shipment or Hijacked or some of the other maps in BO3, okay? The reasoning we remember these maps is because of their layout, is because of the atmosphere, is because of what they bring to us when we look at them. While I don't mind campaign-based multiplayer maps like Piccadilly from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, I hate it when you're going to bring nothing but campaign to multiplayer maps. Something, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, that was Vanguard. And it was terrible. Every bit of Vanguard was terrible. Seriously. I don't care about a campaign to multiplayer map, okay? I don't want to see that. What I want to see is maps that revolve around this. A great example is World War II, Call of Duty. Call of Duty World War II is a great example of this because not only did they allow players to see the world around them, they allowed players to experience what's going on around them. World War II has fire. And if you get burned with fire, you know what happens to your character? They scream in terror. You know what BO6 has? None of that. They have ragdoll physics. That's cool, I guess. You know it'd be great, though? If I could get them bleeding out on the floor. Call of Duty strives to be realistic. Period. Cut and dry. That's what they've always stated. Every single one of these. Hunter TV brought this point up. Every fucking time. Every time these YouTubers bring it up, it keeps coming back and biting us in the ass. They come back and they're like, this is what I want. We're making this game realistic as possible with all the greatest things, to new characters, to a story that makes so much sense. Here's multiplayer. Ooh, you want an anime skin? Ding ding. Because that's all they can do. That's all Call of Duty can do. That's all they're thinking about. Period. Cut fucking dry. That's all it is. I'm tired of it. I have been playing Call of Duty from the old days when we didn't give a shit about skins on us. We cared about our gun skins, and that was only to get fucking gold. I remember that from Black Ops. I remember trying to get the best fucking skin in BO2. I remember BO3 and getting this fucking weird-ass skin from the best fucking edition possible, right? I remember the zombie skins getting on there and being like, dude, this shit is sick as fuck, and not giving a fuck about if I was Rick Toff and Takio Dempsey or Nikolai, if I was fucking Peter McCain or some dumb random racist guy sitting next to me. I didn't care about any of that. But when you're bringing this sort of shit into a game with people able to choose their own custom skins for zombies, this is really bad. Like, I can't look at anything and be like, yep, this is the point. No. It's terrible. I don't feel like the game cared enough about me. I don't feel like the creators cared enough about me. As much as I'm going to state this, I love zombies. And I'm going to hate my sentence right here. I love zombies, but I despise the new zombies. Cold War was fun. I did every Easter egg in there. I completed every last one besides Outbreak. Outbreak, for as much as people said that they fucking hated it, I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was something to do after completing every Easter egg. There is so much to people that they don't understand. But I can tell you this right now. If we had shit like this in zombies, it'd be terrible. I think the only reasoning that Call of Duty is still standing to this fucking day is because of zombies. Not multiplayer. Because people are fed up of it. People are seeing the same shit. Guys, I'm going to show you my Steam really quickly. I'm gonna start there. Here is my Steam, okay? Let me go to my shooters. These are the only 8 shooters I have downloaded, guys. Do you want to know the greatest part? One of them is literally from Call of Duty, and it's literally Black Ops 3. Do you know what I did when I played Black Ops 3? I played Shadows of Evil and did the Easter egg almost to completion. I even did the sword Easter egg. I did the fucking little donut Easter egg you can do and get Homer's Donuts. I literally had fun with it because that was the point of it, was to have fucking fun. None of these games, as of now, since the release of it, and I really want to showcase this. I have a lot of shooter games, guys. I have 60 of them. Okay, here is Call of Duty. I have the original Modern Warfare 3, the original story of it, and I have BO3. I have BO2 multiplayer and BO2 story and zombies. I have Call of Duty, right? But this is just for Steam, guys. I own everything else on my console. But when this, and I'm going to showcase the start page right here. Look at this rating. 51% of people think it's great. Okay? And if you look at this, this right here is the greatest example. This is actually really fucking funny too. Pay $70 to $80 every year plus our weekly microtransactions in the shop, and put with a bare minimal effort with AI assistance from a AAA experience that is so cartoony and exaggerated it doesn't resemble the core game anymore. That is a great ass comment. So many people are just even bringing up, like this one dude says, the game is dead. Enough said. AI is taking over. Corporate greed is at an all-time high, and now COD is shifting gears completely and mimicking Fortnite with the intention of bringing in new generation of gamer while orchestrating the OG player base. A lot of people are just fed up. A lot of these are like great, right? But then you get shit like this, right? I don't know this person. Product received for free. Call of Duty Warzone is great in many ways, from its combat match mechanics to its movement system. However, the reason the game is slowly dying is because of the childish skins and modes that have been added, which completely take away from the original combat-focused style and make it feel like a kid's game. Then why the fuck did you make it great? Here's another one. Demanding and often chaotic experience that rewards skill and teamwork, but it's not without its flaws. While the core gameplay is compiling, I cannot help but voice my frustrations with technical issues and cheaters. It's a game of incredibly high and frustrating lows. This is a great fucking example. Okay? A lot of people say that it's fun. It's still fun, guys. It really is. I own BO6. I am disappointed, though, at the fact of case scenario that I cannot look at these games anymore in such a way that provides that dopamine burst. I had to delete BO6, guys, because I got so fed up with it. I have only ever showcased zombies here on this channel, and have showcased multiplayer some of the time, guys. I have not touched multiplayer since I have deleted it. The only game mode I have ever played since then has been zombies for Call of Duty. You know what I play for multiplayer instead, guys? Do you want to know what I've actually been playing for multiplayer? Here, let me bring this up really quickly, because this is a great example. I have a bunch of different games here, right? Like, I have, what? I think I have 300 games right here. I think in total, I have 326 games, guys. I have a lot of games. A shit ton. A shit ton. My biggest game I've been playing multiplayer has been Grounded, Risk of Rain, Black Ops 3 with its zombies mode, Helldivers 2, TF2, Left 4 Dead 2. Do you know those games are multiplayer games? Did you know how much fun I actually have in those games? Did you know Steam, the fuckers that haven't released any game besides CS2 and Half-Life Alyx in so fucking long? Do you want to know the biggest thing that I really want to see? Right? You want to see it? You want to understand? Here's the top sellers. 3 of them are free to play. Look at the next one below that. Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, Half-Life Alyx, Counter-Strike, Portal, Left 4 Dead, Counter-Strike Source, Counter-Strike, Portal, Left 4 Dead. These are just all the same games that they have released. And yet it is the most fun that most people have. The original Half-Life series. Here is Half-Life, all right here, okay? These games are fun. They're emotional. They get to the point. You've probably heard it hundreds of times, right? But what about other games? What about Stardew Valley? What about Schedule 1? What about Grounded? With Grounded 2 that came out on the 29th of last month, which I am going to start playing here on the live, like, I think in the following weekend. What about Gary's Mod, Little Inferno, Terraria, Raft, Doom Eternal, Doom the Dark Ages, Battle Block Theater? What about other games like indie games? What about all these games that are still so much fun? They're human interaction with maybe some help from AI to help them with coding or some shit like that. But coding is a lot different from being a fucking developing graphic star. I create most of my shit on my own, okay? I create all my shit on my own for the most part, besides AI as a joke. But when AI is becoming this desperate, I really feel like I am losing my fucking mind. Seriously. Now, I don't want to hold up. I think the person that did state this, though, was Noah J 456. I think he's the person that actually brought this up. I think he was the guy that...
I've been taking on a...
I think he's the one that kind of talked about the... oh, God. AI... I think he was the person that actually talked about this. I think it was Noah J. If not, it was somebody else, and I can't fucking remember it. Right. But, or it could have been Mr. Dalek, too. Mr. Dalek was another good one that actually brought up his point of case. It's just, it's...
brand new Reckoning Side East.
It's just very bad, though. Like, when you have people kind of going through here, like, these guys are all zombie creators, everybody. This is everything to know about this. And I honestly don't care enough. Like, he's constantly creating content all the way through. And it's great and everything. But the problem is I think I'm kind of done with it, okay? Now, I don't remember which YouTuber it was. But I think Prime Pete said it best with this one.
So one day...
So, Prime Pete... we've already talked about his other video. This is the newest one as of lately, and this is a great example of it. And I want to watch this as the final thing. Then I want to kind of voice my concerns completely. Okay, here it is.
I just woke up and everybody is suddenly completely against Call of Duty now, and everyone's just giving the game a break. This happened right around the start of July, and I just kind of sat back and witnessed the tectonic shift in the Call of Duty fan base all of a sudden. I'll be honest, I've made 2 back-to-back videos simply about how corporations suck and we should stop giving them our money. One, because they ruin famous franchises and inject woke ideology into...
which is his own video that I want to talk about eventually, but not right now.
...every form of content, and more importantly, 2, they flat out tell us that we don't own our games. And honestly, COD has just been dead recently. I don't even know what has been happening, and normally I'm right on top of it. But maybe it just took 3 weeks of July to finally see what's been going on. The game genuinely has nothing else going for it. It's just trash. It's not fun. It's losing players again, and now you can actively see tons of...
So, by him stating that they're losing players, I did want to... I want to showcase this really quickly. So in Steam charts, right, if you look up the game that you want, which is Call of Duty, here is the greatest example of this. Here's Call of Duty, guys. Every Call of Duty game possible, right? And as you go down, you know, there's not a lot of people playing them anymore. But Black Ops 3 is still standing up there with current average players of 5,444. Here's Call of Duty. This was the peak in April of 2025, right here. This right here, this set, this number right here was a great example of this, okay? Look what happened, though. In May, it went down 9,000. In June, which was 2 months ago, 5,000. In July, it was 4,000. And right now, in the last 30 days, it has almost gone down another 4,000. Now, when this game first started, there was 223,000 players that played the game. From November to January, right? November to January, it went down that much. Okay, this is when they kind of merged all the games in one sort of thing. So that means all the Call of Duty, I think it was what was it? It was Modern Warfare 2 and 3, Cold War, and Vanguard was all merged in there. So, ow, I just hit my fucking shoulder. So it was 223,000 players with a Call of Duty thing. This is what really frustrates me. This is not a game. This is all games, okay? I don't even think they have 2019. No, they have 2019. Which one's missing from here? One of them is missing from here, and I know it. I feel it. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2 is missing from here. Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. Cold War is right here. Let's see. It looks like Vanguard's missing from here. Yep, no Vanguard. No, Vanguard's right here. Yeah, it's literally just Modern Warfare 2, 3, and then the newer ones. So this is all of them, right? So when it peaked up from there, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was released when? 2025 of October 24. Okay. So this is when everybody started coming back, was here. In November, this is when the game came out fully, yada yada yada. Everybody was really stoked and excited for it. And then it immediately lost 72,000 players. Because it became that boring. And since then, we have steadily gone down from 165,000 to 47,000. Now, of course, you're probably asking, well, what does that also mean? There is also Warzone in here, too. So a lot of people are playing Warzone because it's free to play. But what this means is from 47,000 to 165, we have lost over almost, I think, 70% of players. Okay, that's what he's bringing up, but I'm gonna continue. But that's a really great thing to look at.
YouTubers who are just late to the party, complaining that the game is just too sweaty, the matchmaking is trash, and the skins and cosmetics are just getting ridiculous. I'll provide a few examples right here. Exclusive Ace, someone who's debunked a video of mine in the past about skill-based damage, which still definitely exists by the way, has released a video recently about why he's just done playing COD for the time being. And that video is the only video he's put out about Call of Duty that has broken 100,000 views in over 8 weeks. And the last video that broke 100k views, this one 2 months ago. What do they have in common? They're both incredibly critical of the game. Look at the titles. A Call of Duty YouTuber with almost 1 million subs is only breaking 100,000 views if he's being critical of the game that he's covering.
And I hate that. I really hate that. I want to voice my concerns with that. Since that's the case and it's all about hatred now for COD, it's starting to push these Call of Duty YouTubers into the wrong way. And I hate that because certain YouTubers, like the zombie YouTubers we were just describing, aren't also pushing this very far either. They're not really going very far. Like, their view count are dropping rapidly because of how many players don't give a shit. That's sad, guys. That's really sad.
It's not good. And I'm not talking about not good for him. I mean for the game. Hey, I mean, I wish I was breaking 50,000 views on basically every video, but seeing as he's literally 30 times my size, I guess it's just not that big of a comparison. Another example is Handler, one of the best search and destroy players with almost 1 million subs, has put out a video talking about how he just can't play anymore, and the video consists of him constantly being unable to spawn into matches, forced to spectate, and late joining all the time. And his newest lineup of videos consists of him playing Modern Warfare 3, not Black Ops 6, and he's pulling less than 100,000 views basically all the time, even with 900,000 subs, and his one video that broke 100,000 views.
And this is kind of the really greatest point possible. You can actually see it right now. His newest videos are 43,000, 42, 42, 52, 57, 64, 163, 93, 54, 104, 51, 82.
One that is highly critical of COD. He talks about how dumb the skins are and how he's stuck spectating and late joining. From two creators with almost 1 million subs apiece, they're now getting more attention for being heavily critical of the game than for actually just being good at the game or covering the game from an informational perspective. Keep in mind, these guys probably make their living covering Call of Duty.
And that's the point here, is most of these COD players that are COD only, that's a problem.
The fact that sometimes I see a video about the finals or Splitgate 2, and for one, it's called the best battle royale you're not playing, and it's freaking PUBG. Bro, he's pulling out the PUBG clickbait, and the game's been out longer than most of COD's player base have been alive. I mean, no shade to Handler. I love the guy. I've loved his videos for a while, but seeing these numbers that he and Ace are pulling, it's just disconcerting. It's extremely obvious that COD is rapidly and severely losing relevancy. Personally, I think the final straw was honestly the Beavis and Butthead skins entering into the game. Oh my god.
And that's a very good point, because to let people know right now, Call of Duty brings in a contract before they even finalize the game. They start contracts, which gives them the money to do all this shit in the first place. The problem is that they release it over time, and it's starting to become so irritating to people that they do not care about the skins.
These things are so freaking dumb. I genuinely question the sanity of the devs at this point. It's a war game set in the 90s, and we get these guys. We get Seth Rogen. We get a bunch of weed skins that promote drug usage in a game that has a lot of teenagers playing it.
Which also, I should mention, technically, legally, in some places, you cannot actually get And they're still releasing them. So like in the UK, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm in the Americans, of course. In UK, you cannot promote weed. In states here in the United States of America, you cannot promote weed. They can sue you for this too if you fail to keep this monetized.
Seriously messed up stuff. But it's clear they'll make any kind of cosmetics possible and release surveys about what kind of cosmetics that the players want in order to keep the game alive and keep the revenue coming in. And I honestly don't think it's working anymore. The Steam charts look awfully familiar.
And this is the point that I just showcased. So this is June, as you guys saw, and we just saw July.
The sense that every month they're just losing players. They're not gaining players at all. Now, Verdansk obviously worked, but it's just the biggest nostalgia bait. It took them bringing back something that's 5 years old to bring back any semblance of a player base because they can't be bothered to make anything that's actually good that's new anymore. And even still, the player base continues to diminish. And even from the time of taking this screenshot, which is only a few days old, the peak 30 days ago was 90,000, but the 24-hour peak is 80,000, which means somewhere in July, we just lost another 10,000 players with a bunch of famous YouTubers among them. But if we can recall from other videos of mine, Blame Truth's math, and some recent studies being done on COD, we must remember that the majority of the Call of Duty populace is between the ages of 24 and 35. More specifically, probably the 26 to 32 range. Dudes who want to sit in game on a flat screen and not worry about optimized matchmaking and brain rot AI-generated tiny maps.
And that is a great point. A lot of the people that are playing this game are of young adult age to almost middle age. And they don't give a shit. They just want to play a game. This is why Black Ops 3 is still relevant to this fucking day. It's not just because of the modding capability. I mean, that is a big portion, and I think it really works. It's also because the fact of the case scenario is that these people that come home want to sit down and play 14 to 20 matches and then get off. That's it. That's all they want to do.
I'd be surprised if anybody that still plays the empty shell of COD actually even knows who Beavis and Butthead are. It makes no sense.
And that is another great example too. The fact that we have people of that age group playing that even know Beavis and Butthead is very slim. Oh, there's a doggo in the background you guys just saw.
To try to farm money out of players by adding these skins of goofy cartoon characters who ran on TV most prominently from 1993 to 1997, who I guarantee a majority of the COD player base never even watched. It's genuinely mind-boggling to see this. It feels like they just asked ChatGPT for skin suggestions for a mature shooter set in the 90s, whose player base is like 18 to 35 years old, and it just spit out that they should try old cartoon characters. Now, I actually pretended I was Activision, and I asked ChatGPT for some skin suggestions that would give me lots of profit for an 18 to 35-year-old player base, and you'll never guess what the top 2 skin suggestions were. Terminator and Rambo. Huh, what a coinky-dink, because they're both in the game. Microsoft just laid off a bunch of Sledgehammer devs for AI. Sledgehammer is like the most reliable studio, by the way. Treyarch has gone the way of the...
And this is the point that I have to make for this whole live stream. With Sledgehammer being the most reliable of the bunch, out of the 3 development branches, it's starting to lean towards more AI jobs being created in AAA studios. What this means, though, is Call of Duty is not going to be the same period cut and dry. Since then, this was July 3rd of 2025, as you can see right there. This is no longer going to be the same. No more.
Dodo, Infinity Ward has been useless for a decade, and the only decent COD that's come out recently is honestly Modern Warfare 3 over a year post-launch when it was actually playable because the matchmaking got basically turned off, and Sledgehammer majorly engineered that game. And you want to know why these devs probably got laid off? As the most reliable studio, they probably have the most talented devs, which means they get the most pay. So it makes sense to replace the highest paid employees with AI because you're maximizing the amount of money that you save. Activision is the first company to be right on the edge of AI usage to make as much money as possible via video games. And it only gets worse from here. They're trying to make an engagement-optimized, AI-driven, totally dopamine-hijacking matrix that is as addicting as humanly possible, that squeezes out as much money as it possibly can, and thus...
And that is the best point to make about this.
begins the inevitable downfall of Call of Duty. And we're just getting started. YouTubers like JGod, Exclusive Ace, Handler, Jev, and other huge names who used to endorse the game and make money because of the game are literally now releasing videos saying the game has gotten too trash to even bother playing anymore, despite it being probably their primary source of money. It took them 5 years of the game being complete trash, 5 years of denying SBMM, 3 years of denying EOMM, 2 years of the blog post being out, 2 after I debunked it, 2 years after basically proving the game is rigged to sell skins, 5 years of the abysmal anti-cheat, and the entire life cycle of Black Ops 6 exponentially losing players for them to finally realize that this franchise isn't worth playing, and it's not even close to what it once was, and it's not even worth playing for money, and nobody cares about Black Ops 7 at all. I see news and leaks pop up on X every now and again, and you know what I do? I just don't.
And I want to bring this up. I have no hype for BO7. I don't even care about zombies. That's really shitty to say that out loud. There should be hype around your game. But since 2019, the fall of Call of Duty has started. And it has been going rapidly each year. So this is very much just something I need to bring up. Because while BO3 has still the second most player count, Call of Duty will never be the same. Even if they re-release a game at this rate, I don't give a shit about it. Period. Cut dry, because it's not going to be the same.
Don't look, I don't care. I can't be bothered. By literally experimenting on the player base like guinea pigs, abusing the most popular franchise in the world in order to see how human beings can be exploited and manipulated for capital gain via an entertainment platform like a game, they've killed the game because it's complete and utter trash and completely irrelevant now. COD Mobile is the most popular COD by a landslide, and it's a game played on a phone. And now they're firing human beings to replace them with AI to save money, and they're not removing their trash microtransaction-based matchmaking because they think that'll lose them money too. And they're not listening to the entire player base who is turning against them because, wait, wouldn't listening to the player base make them more money? Whatever. They're turning the COD franchise into a psyop. And now we're at a point where nobody at all cares about Black Ops 7. I'm not excited to play it. I'm probably not going to play it. And I'm honestly just enjoying the finals and touching grass. COD is just an...
And that's a very good point that he's making right now. It's terrible looking at this.
Addiction for many people, and it's sad because I'd rather be addicted to a game that at least has devs that care about their player base like the finals instead of COD. COD has made me jaded playing even other games too. When a game with bad servers like the finals has hit reg issues, by the way, it's still fun despite the terrible servers, I genuinely still am inclined to blame skill-based damage simply because you can see the coins splatter but get no damage. But in COD, they removed any client-sided hit detection, and that obviously just hides the fact that the game is rigged even more by making it impossible to see if we hit our shots on the client side. Man, this franchise has gone to absolute shambles. It's depressing. I used to love COD. I loved COD. My friends loved COD. Every day, we looked forward to playing Search and Destroy together, to hop on 24/7 playlists and just have a good time. But now, all my friends quit long ago. I haven't touched the game seriously in years, and my favorite game, my favorite shooter of all time, has been metamorphosized into corporate, greedy trash designed solely to steal our money. And that's why I keep covering it. These issues are extremely relevant because this is the path other games are likely going to follow given the usage of AI. Complete and utter greed and dishonesty are just going to ramp up. It makes me so angry, bro. No joke. It is a travesty. Screw them. I'm Prime Pete. Take it easy.
So, this is, again, a very serious thing, and as it continues to decay, it becomes worse. I mean, there's so many people reviving old games and just trying to make this very much seen. This is another great example by the Fly Hedgehog. I'm just going to kind of showcase this, but I want to talk about this. It's bad. It's bad to look at it like this, you know? Because a lot of people are looking at Call of Duty in the same way as we used to. Fun, entertaining, just lively. But now it's just not.
Team deathmatch.
And the beginning of this is actually a great example of this.
Time to work, soldiers.
Use all your senses. Sight, sound, touch, smell, and gun.
Is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a idiot.
Do you guys remember when the so-called military/war game actually had applicable themes? You know, about a call to duty? A time when you had actual soldiers running around with skins representing their particular class and holding real guns. A time when the multiplayer had multiple announcers representing each faction with compelling voice acting and music. Do y'all remember when the maps where the multiplayer matches took place were actually representative of the game and its campaign? Like, there's a mission that takes place in Chernobyl in the campaign. Oh, so let's have a map like that. A campaign mission in Silo Heights? Yeah, sure. Let's add that in. Fortunately and unfortunately, I remember such a time. Because while the memories are great, just absolutely peak in gaming, it's also a stark reminder how the greed and corporatization of Call of Duty and just the overall gaming landscape will basically never allow for that authentic feeling to ever be felt in an FPS, maybe ever again. Now, let me hammer in that corporatization part. There's unequivocally no bigger party to blame in all this than COD and Activision.
And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. As we look closer to the next game of BO7, I want to actually go back through this. Now, Call of Duty has basically announced this, and as you can see, a lot of people are just kind of like at the same time. I don't even know what the reposts are. Can I see the repost? Or be seen more by people? Got it. Don't give a shit. What have people been reposting about this? Probably absolutely nothing. Okay, but like this is such a great example. People are no longer really caring about this game. Like you can see right here, only 147. But I bet if we went back way back then towards the beginning, let's see how far this goes, huh? Let's see. I mean, they got a lot on here. But, like, since they really stopped caring about people, it's not the same. Oh, see, look, someone actually enjoys that. Like, that's the whole thing. With Call of Duty becoming more and more, pretty much terribly more just stupid. Like, here's a great example. People really enjoyed this one by their likes. People enjoyed the little comic-y things. People enjoyed specific things. But let me remind you that here is the Call of Duty League thing, okay? I want to really showcase this because they really had a very great amount of... Wait a minute. Do you see that? Do you see that? It's not just affecting us. The Call of Duty leagues have also been basically shambled. And a lot of people stopped caring. You can just kind of see it in these photos. Here's one right here. Terrible. There's a lot of people in this one, and then you go to the next ones, and there's just nobody. There's nobody behind them. Not one singular thing. So many people stopped caring. Like, just terrible. Nobody cared for it besides the beginning. Yeah, you can see all of these people behind. You see this one right here with FaZe Clan. Why? Because it's FaZe Clan, right? But so many people are just terrible. Here's a bunch of comments probably that are just going to go, just look, this can't be COD. We're all the unicorns and anime skins. People are talking about this way beforehand. And I think the biggest thing that should be mentioned as of now is what people are looking for. I'm going to turn this off. And that is the fun of Call of Duty. The reasoning that people bought the game in the first place was because it was meant to be this fun look at the game from a boots on ground perspective. I think my honest opinion is that I don't care about Call of Duty any bit more. As much as I would love to sit here and say, I'll get Call of Duty over and over again, I can't. I really can't. Like, I actually really hate this. And it kind of sucks because a lot of Call of Duty games back then were fun and interesting and still that and yada yada yada. But people just stopped caring about it. And it gets even worse the more you look into this. With Call of Duty being this massive game that people are looking at to everything else, you can see where people are playing it and then you just don't. So many people have dropped off the face of it because no one cares. No one cares. Not a single person is playing. And I'm trying to find the Call of Duty Warzone thing, but I can't even seem to find it on Steam charts because it's just that bad. I'm going to see if I can find the Warzone. You know what's actually crazy? Hold up really quickly. Let me showcase something. Guys, I just clicked this in. Okay, watch this. Why is the third option fucking cheat? Do you know how many people have cheated on Warzone to the point where there literally is a Call of Duty cheating base? Like, this is terrible, guys. This is my point. It just fucking sucks. It makes me despise a game this badly. Like, I really want to find out what exactly it is. But here's the thing. I just looked at the player count. This is what the internet says. This is what they showcase, but it's probably not the same. As of August 2025, the player count for Call of Duty Warzone is approximately 50,000. Well, just say 51,000. It's 50,975 people on average, just from the statistics of Steam charts. But Dextro is saying that here, the average is that there's a pretty large drop off from the 69,000 we've seen in April. So it's starting to fall. And it's becoming worse the more we continue to look at it. And I really wish that we could have a sort of... I wish we could say something better about it, but we can't. We seriously can't, guys. Call of Duty has been showcased more and more, and as we're going over these videos, I want to bring up my point that I love Call of Duty. I loved Call of Duty. I still want to play COD, but I cannot play COD the way that I want to any bit more. I can't join Call of Duty and play for boots on fucking ground, guys. I can't join Call of Duty and enjoy a couple of matches here and there because they want to throw me in this specific sweaty ass fucking lobby. Okay? I really hate to put it the way I am, but I can't care enough for even zombies, knowing that the rest of the game is AI generated, knowing the rest of the game could be literally against me, knowing that rest of the game that I purchased $80 worth could literally be paid to fucking win. I can't sit here and explain how devastated I am for a game that I enjoyed, for a game that I love, for a game that I played as a child. Gone in an instant. All of that love, all of that support is just devastatedly destroyed. I hate that. I fucking hate that. I really despise that, guys. Here is the greatest example of where Call of Duty is versus it. Guys, here is Battlefield. Battlefield has been going up since then. People have been joining the game. Here's Battlefield 1. Here is the highest game there is. Here's 2042. It still has on an average 6,000 players. Okay. This is in Steam. These three games, 1, 5, and 42, are not just Steam. They're microtransaction based, yeah. But guess what? This is also with console people too. Call of Duty has console players. But it has been failing so badly that they cannot continue to hold a steady amount of players without the bullshit. I fucking hate it, guys. I really do. I wish I could say something better. but I can throw suggestions. If Activision decides to pull their fucking scrawny heads out their ass and actually listen, and I mean listen to players, look at Battlefield 6. Look at what is going to succeed past you. Because that is the greatest thing we can say here. Battlefield 6 is going to succeed and is going to pass you because of your idiocy. Guys, Battlefield 6 is about 5 years from 2042. And from there, it's about 4 years to Battlefield 5, I think. And then it's 3 years from 5 to 1. And then it's 4 years to 4. And then it's 4 years to 3. There is so many games that are yearly, just like COD, but they fail at being yearly. Another great example is Borderlands. Borderlands 4, in my opinion, I'm not touching it. Until the creator physically apologizes, not over text, in a video to all of us saying that he was an idiot for stating shit that he should have never stated. Period. Because when his comment on X blew up, it was very severe. Nobody should ever have that sort of saying power. Nobody. I don't give a shit if you're the highest fucking power. You need to realize what consumers are getting. If you're a person who can't fucking play a video game, then guess what? Don't fucking be the person who's developing and creating this shit. Don't be the higher up that has to agree to this. Period. If you're not playing it, then you don't deserve to run it. Okay. I'm sorry. I wish I could say something better, but here is my suggestions to Activision. Pull your heads out your fucking asses. Especially Activision themselves. Whoever your higher ups are, they need to play these fucking games. Stop using AI. First of all, use people. That's what they're there for. People are there for a reason, and if you're not using them to the full ability, then you're a fucking idiot. You want to know my other thing that needs to be brought up? Stop with the microtransactions. Or just start saying that you're the comically stupid video game. The more that you keep saying that we're boots on ground, we're strapping our seats up through our ass cheeks, and we're making this game non-microtransactions, I'm going to sit there and laugh at you. If on August fucking 7th, you sit there, or August whatever the fuck it was, you sit there and you go, I'm going to be the greatest person. I take the wee will waste nicely. I'm going to sit there and laugh at you. I'm going to literally fucking laugh at you right then and there. I'm sorry. In 7 days from now, if you want to release your fucking shitty slop crap stain, I'm sorry, no one cares. Nobody. Not a single fucking person, okay? I'm actually going to pull it up and see if anybody has made a comment about this, because I really want to know if anybody is. There is so many people that have just been like shit posting this. I'm actually just looking at this and people just don't care. This is funny. So many people are just kind of like up against it. Oh, here we go. Here we go, guys. Here's my biggest reasoning of something else. Sorry, I'm reading some of these comments. One of the most favorited ones here states, tell the marketing team we care more about no tax sprint and no skill-based matchmaking and less about this dumb thing without actual gameplay. With new and improved skill-based matchmaking after 2 good games, here's some demons that play 10 hours a day and let's throw some cheaters in too just for flavor. There's another one. I'm waiting for this video to load. I might... I'm sorry. There's more than this, right? Like, let's talk about skins. Skins. You guys are going to want skins. Stop with the anime skins. Stop with skins that are way too out of there. Stop getting contracts to set skins up to a specific thing. Really, I don't know what the fuck else I need to explain with that. Be honest with us. Because what you're doing is you're not being honest with us. I don't care about the diving. That shit was fun. But what I care about is being able to enjoy myself without this nonsense. Let's talk about picking skins. You want to keep skins? That's fine. Don't make me pick between fucking skins, though, in zombies. The original zombie crew is all I need. Okay. You want me to pick skins for multiplayer? That's fine. Don't go above and beyond, though. Keep it to the characters that you have set forward. Don't fucking sit here and whine at us and go, well, we made this new unicorn skin. We thought you guys would love it. You want to play Squid Game? We made a Squid Game skin. You think you like that? Beavis and Butthead is here. Hey, I got American Dad with Roger with 3 fucking skins because I'm fucking retarded. Do you guys want that? No. No, we don't. We really don't. Now, there is a bunch of people on this that are actually just like shitposting. Literally one person says, exit the cycle. Call of Duty is not the answer. COD's marketing is absolutely wild. Love to see it. This replacing Ricochet, I'm not reading all that. Wonder if that robot model is any way related to Ethan from Infinity War. Gotta hand it to them. Their marketing game is pretty fucking dope. Someone literally did the fucking gif of, what's his face from the movie that literally just... Someone even stated that, take my advice, please. Put Advanced Warfare in Game Pass to dumb up more hype and pre-orders. I love withstanding things, stats, connecting to the old games, right? And yeah, Michael Scott from The Office literally walking away. Bring back Warzone Mobile. Black Ops 6 needs to have a better stability when medium, large, and massive updates drop. This is gay. Stop wasting money on dumb campaigns and make your games less dog shit. I would have really liked Call of Duty in an alternative universe in which Germany wins the Second World War, but that's not beside. Okay, despite that, we still have robots. The guild shows back up and there's fucking Britney Spears dancing. This game is going to be stupid with shit story. Remove tax brand, bring back pick 10 looping score streaks. At least Terminator will still fit the theme this time. Great things. Are the guilds supposed to be technically company in BO7 that is an image are good to the public eye, but in reality it's the real enemy and do shady things within the company? Guaranteed, I'll bet 1,000 that's the case. Nope, BF6 gonna kick your ass. Stop black shell shit. Turtles, Nicki Minaj, and other crappy skins. Make COD great again. Remember, you ain't Fortnite. This is a great example. Right there. Literally, I don't know what else to say. You guys are doing skins that are just terrible. It's terrible. I don't want Black Cell. I didn't want Black Cell in the first place. Nobody asked for Black Cell. People, it's $70 for BO7. It is still $69.99 for a couple of the old Call of Duty games. Why the fuck am I spending that? Let me also remind you, too, that you can still get skins in the new ones, right, by grinding fucking shit. Oh, but if you wanna get the newer skins, you need to quit that game and you need to go to the newest game. Guys, I'm really just tired of it. I'm exhausted from Call of Duty's bullshit. Right? Like, here's another one right here I'm reading, and as I'm itching my eye, it's just I'm reading these and it's just becoming worse. PC cheaters have ruined the game. Console's only option if you want to bring back players. Then you had someone says, nah, lost me with all the cartoon Fortnite shit. Money from bundles is all you care about. Anything but showing gameplay. Who the hell is reading all that? This is crazy, lol. Literally the fucking iRobot movie with Will Smith in it where he punches the fucking window after rebooting. Please don't have crossover content. It is why BO6 died with all your dumb skins. Show gameplay, Call of bundles. All of this just for a game that's going to severely flop is crazy work, lol. Anybody getting Skynet vibes? Marketing team might be the greatest of all time. Too much marketing for a DLC. People are just fucking ragging. Will SpongeBob skin drop day one on BO7? Just show gameplay, bro. Unfathomably excited for this game. The fuck you are, literally. Yes, another post for me to block the motherfuckers rage baiting the COD community. Guys, I really wish I was joking. I just went down the whole fucking list, right? It's not good. It's really not. I don't care enough about BO7. The amount of hate that is coming from it is so much. Like, it is terrible, guys. I really wish I could sit here and be like, yeah, right? It's not. It's really not. I don't even care about the story. Like, I don't even need to do the story. It's bots. You know what's going to be? It's going to be a BO3 story. It's going to be where the bots get hijacked, and it's going to be this one fucking enemy, like Advanced Warfare's ending, with Elon Musk look like cunt face. I don't remember his fucking name, honestly. I stopped caring about him a while ago, right? Like, that's what it's going to be. You care about skins, yet you don't care about what you put forward. You guys keep stating the same shit over and over, but you guys don't fucking prove it. You guys don't keep the same shit. At least with Battlefield, they kept the same shit within reason. There wasn't too much smoke and swag and so much bullshit from bundles. At least when I join Battlefield, I know what I'm getting. It's gonna be brutal. I'm going to have my face chunked in by fucking M1 Abrams. I know I'm gonna fucking suffer. But with your game, I feel like I'm getting sufferable, debilitating, fucking anxietable, terrible, whatever the fuck you want to put it. I feel miserable playing your game. Okay, bottom line. I feel miserable. I can't even play zombies because that's the only mode I want to play. And you don't have a campaign multiplayer zombies purchase separately fucking thing. You don't. You have one where you gotta purchase the fucking game and you move on. You know, what we want from you is for you not being a fucking idiot. We want you to be respectful. We want you to actually go by your words. Okay? All these videos today just prove my point that absolutely nothing will change from Call of Duty. You really want to know the point that I'm going to state here? Stop playing it. There is nothing. You want to play Warzone? Go to Fortnite. At least then there is a reason to play a Warzone-based game. That's comically funny. There it is. Bottom line. You don't want to play Warzone, you don't want to play Fortnite, but you still want to play Warzone, you're a fucking idiot. These Call of Duty YouTubers that make money off of your games is the only reasoning they make money off your games. And you're sitting here rubbing it in their face that they can't do that. The Activision Call of Duty games disappoint me. This is the fall of Call. It's over. Since then, if anybody plays your game, it is probably a child. It is most likely a kid demanding it from their mom. That's it. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. When 2019 came out with their Modern Warfare game, I really enjoyed the story. I'm not even going to sit there. It was not a terrible story. The multiplayer was where it was at. It was realistic. It was fun. There was tactics people were finding and couldn't abuse all the time. But then Season 3 came around in Modern Warfare 2019, and that is when you ruined it. You started adding skins that were terrible. You started making guns almost pay to win. You added skins that ruined the game, period. If you guys remember the Rose skin incident, I do. I remember that because when I joined back in Season 4, because I literally took a whole season to play Borderlands 3 during that time, guess what? I couldn't fucking tell you how many people were wearing that skin. It was too many. It was absolutely too many. And it gets worse. It really does. A lot of YouTubers have brought this up prior. And there's nothing I can say. My thing is if you're watching this and you really want to know the actual technique you should be doing, it's not playing Call of Duty. You should go play BF6, honestly. Because that's what I'm going to be pre-ordering. That's what I'm going to play. I want to actually go play that game. This whole day was going to be me playing it and actually showcasing it, but I apparently missed the date, which kind of sucks, but I mean, whatever. I got the 14th in 2 days on Friday or Thursday. Thursday? Yeah, because today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, today's Tuesday. On Thursday, I can start. It really, really sucks for me. because I feel like Call of Duty could have been so much better. And I know they're not going to listen to this, but I hope they do. I hope someone finds this and they go, this is a great point. Call of Duty needs to change. It needs to change not for the worst. It needs to change for the better. They need to fix their problems. They need to stop doing custom skins. They need to keep it to what they originally bring forward. If you wanted to bring custom skins like Fortnite, great. Say it then. Don't sit there and be like, boots on ground, very realistic. The fuck it's not after the first month. Be like, we want this game to be somewhat realistic with out of this world features. Then that makes sense for your game. Stop saying it's realistic. Stop saying that you're going to have this realistic way. Get rid of the campaign then. Get rid of campaigns. Because all you're doing is you're digging a hole worse for yourself. Get rid of the campaign. Do multiplayer and zombies. There's your fucking story. But make sure my zombies doesn't have that fucking pick and choose a character shit. I hated that. Cold War had it, and while I was fine with it because, I mean, it made sense. It was meant as a crew, a random set of operators sent in. I kind of hated still that fact because I only ever used one sort of skin, and that was Stitch. But at the same time, though, have a set character. Don't make us fucking choose. Because what's going to end up happening, guys, and this is something I did want to mention. I did see Reckoning's ending, and they brought back the old crew, basically, but with, like, different styles. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care. Here's why. In BO4, if you guys remember the ending, in BO4 and Tagger Tone, that was the end of the game. Tagger Tone ended it. It killed the universes. What the fuck rebooted it? Was it the artifact? Was it the Sentinel artifact? Was it something else? Who knows? But the problem is, guys, is I don't care. I don't care for this new set of Richtofen, Tank, Takio, Dempsey, and Nikolai. I don't care about Richtofen any bit more. What made Call of Duty Zombies so much fun was the story itself. It was convoluted, but it was a great story to watch through to the end. We literally said goodbye to our 4 main characters, and then they pull this shit off. They sit here and they pull the main 4 characters back from the fucking dead after they killed all of it. Every bit of it. Zombies is no longer the same either. I'm sorry. I want everybody to understand that I don't care about zombies. Zombies has literally fallen due to the fact of case scenario that they have literally created hell again. They can't come up with a better crew because the only reasoning that this crew still stands is because of us. The nostalgia from that crew. Who's playing these crews? Who's voice acting that person? I want to know. I really fucking want to know. Because I could tell you it's probably not the original 4. They probably went bye-bye. It's over. If you wanted to sit here today and play Call of Duty, that's fine. But you better not play it for some fucking sort of realistic ass shit. You want that? Play the fucking campaign from 2019. As much as I hated that story with the Farah shit, I still find myself playing that game from time to time. Just the campaign. As much as I hated Modern Warfare 3, at least it set groundwork for what we had in Cold War. And as much as people say that Cold War was terrible, I think Cold War has been the best game we've gotten in a very, very long time. For 6 years. BO6 sucks. It flopped after Season 1. When they started adding all the anime skins and all of that. I really tried playing every fucking season, and I can't find myself playing Season 4 to 6. As much as I can state, at least I played Cold War. I played Cold War for more than half of its lifespan. And I cannot find myself playing Cold War any bit more. Because knowing the fact that Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is the way it is, makes me no longer want to play old Call of Duty games. And if I play it, it's only because I'm playing for a feature. That's sad, guys. That's terribly sad. With all of the things that have been allocated to even showcased, to explained, to me wording it off, I just want to state one thing. Call of Duty may never be the same again. But what that means for us is even worse, and what that means for other AAA studios could turn into a catastrophe waiting to happen. As we get more and more into realizing the fact case scenario that we don't have much more time on Earth, we want to have fun. There's only some AAA studios now that stand for fun. And unfortunately, we just lost one of the biggest ones possible. We literally just lost one of the biggest AAA studios that everybody found to be fun. Because of their own greed. Because of their own stupidity. Because they thought it was smart to be AI this, AI that. Because they thought that out of 3 of those, Sledgehammer was the one to be the smartest. And they took 9,000 employees. The people who were the nicest, kindest of people, they took them out. Why? Don't know. But I think we all know why. It's because of money. Because Call of Duty wants to make more money than what they're going to get from BO7. Here is what they need to do. Stop the skins. Stop the bundles. They need to go back to the basics. Boots on ground. No skins. Nothing. Remastering games ain't going to handle it any bit more. People are going to drop it off as the face of the planet. The only way you're ever going to get those games back is if you make another game like that. You can't have skins in your games anymore. I wouldn't mind if it's like World War II skins, which made some sense, but it needs to be a class. Sledgehammer did a great job on that one. It needs to stay like a class if you're going to do that. None of this pick and choose and prod and fuck around sort of thing. You want your game to be fun, you need to bring back the shit that old games had. But you need to listen to us indefinitely. We don't want this stupid close quarters maps at times. We want maps that feel open, feel awake. We can actually train. We want zombies to feel like zombies without you bringing back old fucking dead characters from the storyline. I don't mind if Richtofen comes back and being the director of this new universe, but that doesn't mean you direct us into our own deaths again. They only did this because they knew what they wanted. They want the zombies being locked behind another fucking wall. And I'm sorry, but I can't stand for it any bit more. The next thing they need to do, besides all of that I just stated, stop using AI. Period. Cut and dry. Just stop. You guys are killing your own game without you realizing. We didn't want AI maps. We didn't want AI skins. We didn't want AI this or AI that. We don't care about skill-based matchmaking at times. It's fine to have it for ranked. I'm really not going to sit here and deny it. Skill-based matchmaking, though, does not need to be set on fucking casual. We're playing casual game modes. Set it on hardcore. I don't care about hardcore. Hardcore can have skill-based matchmaking for the fuck if I care. Not on casual, though. Casual should be like the old Modern Warfare 3 days. Or old Black Ops 2. Or Black Ops. Just the old days. Set us in a random lobby with a random amount of players. We either get shit-faced or we get unshit-faced. Hardcore should be skill-based. Because it should put you in a skill of your own in this mode. And while, yes, people are going to go, well, hardcore, you get shot, you dead. Yeah. That's the point. That's what made hardcore hardcore. You die, you die. Boom. Headshot. You're gone. If you get shot in the head today, guess what's going to happen? You fucking die. You get shot in the chest, guess what's going to happen? You're probably going to fucking die. You get shot in the leg, yeah, you could still probably stand, but not for fucking long. Same thing with the arms. Your vital organs, guys, is your head and your body. And do you know what the military aim for? Center of mass. They don't aim for the head. It's center of mass. So, of course, you're going to die if you get shot more than twice in the chest. That's where skill-based matchmaking should be put. Because then it forces you to be better than the rest with your weapon. You want to play on casual, you play on casual. You fuck around. You get random lobbies. Whatever. The final thing, though, needs to be Warzone versus zombies. You need to split the games up. You want Warzone and multiplayer to be the same fucking thing. That's fine. I don't care. But split them up from zombies. Don't add a fucking another pack that you have to download for that shit. People, Black Ops 6 is 300 gigs with everything downloaded. Warzone alone is 89 gigabytes. Pushing 93 from the last time I checked it for console. Yeah, I played Warzone on console. Last time I saw it was 93, and right now apparently it's at 89. I'll actually do you one favor. I'll actually check to see what it is right now. But from what I recall, it's very much just a dumb amount of gigabytes to download this game. So for the minimal, you need 125 gigabytes of space, guys. 125. For Black Ops 6, and I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna do the math. For Black Ops 6, okay, it is in total 128 gigabytes. It is almost 300 gigs between the two of them. And it states here, for the additional notes, SSD with 128 gigabyte available space at launch. Not in total. At launch. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's miserable. So many people are just... So many people are roasting the game. It's just, it's terrible. It's miserable. It's becoming a miserable game, period. And as much as I can state it any bit further, I can't say it any longer. I don't want to keep repeating myself. But the bottom line of this is that Call of Duty has kind of failed on what Call of Duty originally was to what it is now. There's not much else I could really state. I can't. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. I can't just sit here and keep telling you guys this same old things over and over again. Okay. This is going to be the finale. I'm going to let this play for a little bit. This is still the same video from the Fly Hedgehog, but here it is.
Sure, you can take shots at Fortnite, but at least it was original to their game, and it fits the more cartoony and unserious vibe. But Call of Duty is a war game. Yeah, the gameplay isn't the most realistic, but no war game is perfect, and a mil sim, I mean, hell, no one would play the game if you just died and the screen went to permanent blackness. Listen. Here. Look, listen. Regardless how you go about the engine of a first-person shooter, how you move around, shoot, reload, etc. If the setting and theme of your game are intended to be taken seriously, the modes in the game representing those themes should also be taken serious, aka the multiplayer. Look at COD 4, for example. It's a fictional take on a real-life war that took place in the Middle East, in Iraq or Afghanistan. It's trying to replicate a real-life experience that thousands, if not millions of people experienced between soldiers and citizens. And war is obviously an extremely serious topic because it involves the pain, suffering, and loss of human life. The multiplayer of COD was always an extension of the campaign that represented those themes. It was a way for players to play said game but in a way where it would let them compete against other players instead of just against the computer. And in that multiplayer, you would have the guns, skins, factions, voices you were familiar with in the single player. So to put it succinctly, the multiplayer needs to take itself seriously, even if it's not the most realistic and you have people miraculously spawning back in out of thin air. Today I want to take a look at how COD multiplayer.
And that's the end of this video. I really wanted to bring this up, but I just kind of can't any bit longer. Call of Duty grounds itself in the most realistic way possible, and now that they're doing the ways that they are, it's no longer feeling the same. If you guys want to check these out, there's a bunch of shit everywhere. I've watched it all with you guys. If you guys want to watch it, you guys can go back through it, but understand that Call of Duty is not what they say it is anymore, and anything that they are going to say isn't going to be the same. They don't keep their games the same way that they are when they first release. And that's bottom line. So without further ado, guys, I'm ending it all. Stay safe. Have fun. It's time to finally stop and shoot myself in the head for the final time. Peace.